Welcome back to June Lake Productions VoiceOver Beginner Series. I'm James. Today we're going to be going over the basics of how to get set up on ACX.com, which is Amazon's site for audiobook production for Audible. To see, we're going to dive right into it here. So this is their main page. Up in the left, you'll see a sign up button there. Now you can use your Amazon account here and sign in, or you can create a new one just by clicking on that you don't have an account with them. You'll go through a little section where you set up your basics, what's your name, email address, password, etc. Now you're into the registration screen, as you can see here. Now, if you'll notice, there's little marks next to full name and company, and those say they're going to show up on your profile. Now, your full name, it won't actually necessarily show up on your profile because you'll be able to change that later. You can record under a pseudonym. Now, as you can see, you're in, and you can enter your bank and tax information here. We're just going to skip right on over to creating your profile. As you can see up at the top, there's an option for your profile name. That's what's going to be displayed on your ACX profile. Sometimes people prefer not to use their real name for a variety of reasons. Maybe they're recording adult material here, and they don't want their kids to Google their name and find them reading a whole bunch of naughty books or something like that. But there's a variety of different reasons why you may not want to use your real name. Your professional summary. Now that's your spot where you can tell a bit about yourself. If you're new to this, you're not going to have a lot you might be able to put in there, but you can tell them you're a full-time voiceover or part-time voiceover looking to get experience. It's perfectly fine to be upfront about it. And as you gain experience, you can come back in and, of course, edit this to update, okay, now I've got more books under my belt, or etc. So there's all sorts of ways you can write your professional summary. I would go with, of course, being honest but flattering to yourself as best as possible. You also have options there where you can immediately set up whether you'd like to exclude some adult work or not. That's, completely up to you as to the type of work that you want to read. Do be forewarned, not all the authors are great about even marking their stuff as having erotica. So even if you click that, you might have a few slip through when you're searching for work that will have some sexuality in it. You'll be able to spot them pretty easily. So there's also a little spot there that you can tell about yourself, how long you've been doing it, what other things you've been doing, how you got there, what you like. Be creative. Credits, if you have any. If not, that's fine. Leave it blank. Same thing with awards and recognitions. And, of course, if you have a website you've created, you definitely want to put that in there. Now we get to adding your samples. Now, your samples, you do not want to put anything that sounds like an advertisement. So if you're doing other voiceover work for, say, videos or e-learning or advertisements in general, don't put that there. That's not what the authors here are going to be looking for. It's going to be a turnoff. So go with more along the lines of doing a read yourself. Find a book that's in a style that fits your voice, that you enjoy reading, and read a few pages of it. Your samples don't have to be particularly long. I would recommend not going over, say, 5 minutes for your samples. Now you move on to your page where it talks about how you'd like to be paid. You have the option for royalty share and or pay for production. I recommend clicking both. At least the opportunities are there. Royalty share is basically you splitting the money with the author for each audiobook sold over the next 7 years. You can go into more detail in that when reading their options there about royalty share, but I recommend at least clicking the option and keeping your mind open about it. So now you get to your profile page, and you can see they're pretty simple. They're not real fancy, but you can choose a picture to add to it. As you can see, your company logo or something like that. I recommend something professional looking, either a headshot or a company logo to put up in that location. So you also see down at the bottom there, you got a little welcome message from ACX. It's got a nice little checklist link and some good information on their requirements and resources that they have around. And you can certainly check those out. I recommend it highly. Also, how to fill out your profile and tips and hints and things like that. So check that out. Now you're in. You're there. You're set up. Now you can go up to the top and click on search, looking for titles accepting auditions. And then over on your left, you're going to have a bunch of profile filters so that you can narrow down the search. As you can see, there's a lot of books available. It changes daily, hourly, almost, as far as how many titles are available in what areas. And you can use the filters on the left to narrow it down to something that fits you better. So there you are. You're all set up on ACX. I want to wish you the best of luck out there. Go do something you love. Bye.